So the ban list dropped earlier today, June 21st, and Elpy finally received the ban we've been expecting for about a year now. Striker Dragon also got hit to 1, but it's too little too late to be honest. Dragons have so many powerful extenders and resource engines that even with this ban list, they're still going to be around and doing well, and it's only a matter of time until Borrowland hits the TCG. I'm looking at you, Battles of Legend. Don't disappoint. You could continue playing Dragon Link as it is with spheres and tidying every turn, or you could try out Phantom Knight's Dragon Link, which gets even better with Borrowland. You could get experimental with a deck I like to call Dragon's Dogma, which is basically just Dogmatica Dragon Link, or you can almost pretend nothing even happened and continue playing Crusadia Dragon Link. I'm not going to drop a whole lot of deck building theory or anything too spicy in this video because, you know, I want to actually get it out while the ban list is so relevant. Instead, I think the point is to just sort of show you that Crusadia Dragon Link, the deck that's near enough been the foundation of my entire channel, is very much still playable without Elpy. First though, I guess we can go over the list real quick. So obviously Elpy got banned, but Dryden getting banned? Okay. This gives us like a tiny little hurdle in our challenge mode series, but honestly it's nothing compared to what I was actually expecting. Nadir and Tanky would have hurt us so much more, so I'm kind of glad that we still have that going for us. We just need to get a Borbo now, and a Zeus I guess. Striker we know got limited, gives dragons a tougher grind game and sort of limits their combos a little, but Engage? Dude, I have like 9 or 10 ultras from all the tins I opened that have just been sat doing literally nothing. Fucking stonks. Misk is okay, you still have the 3 Dig and 3 Ovi and I guess 3 Extravagance or 3 Prosperity to search it or get to it, but it does make the deck that much more fragile. Rastalio to 1, cool I guess. I haven't seen Salads in a hot minute, and then Skullcrobat Joker, Double Iris to 2, and Symbol of Heritage to 3, sure, why not? I don't know if it realistically changes much overall when it comes to the meta. We might see a couple more decks pop up here and there, but for me, it's a sigh of relief. So I got hurry and finish from scratch 2 before the next one drops and then limits Nadir. What do you think of the list? Does it hurt any of your decks, or what do you think it's going to do to the meta going forward? Let me know in the comments. Yo, what do you think of the ban list?
I want to kill myself.
Why?
Why Dryden? So many problems. Why Dryden? No, it makes no sense. Just because of Utopic Future Dragon, probably. But fuck that.
Alright, now we'll get into some Crusadia Dragon Link test hands here. If you're not interested in that, then you can just stop watching now, I guess, but the concept is basically the exact same as it was before. Like, I'm literally playing the list from the Season 1 finale 9 months ago here with, like, no optimization, so it could be touched up a bit, but the main engine is just any 2 monsters between all of the Crusadias, Format Skipper, and Parallel Exceed in your deck, and that will get you to your Saryuja, which essentially gets you to all your other broken cards as well. Here we started with Skippy going into the Magius with Exceed already in hand, which of course gets a second Exceed from the deck and puts Rafflesia on the board as summon number 5 for that Nibiru protection. Off of Magius we searched for Arborea because we already had Draco in hand. Draco and Arborea are basically the important ones. Arborea because she's a tuner and Draco because it's a dragon. So Arborea gets us to the Halki Fibrax, which summons Synchron from the deck. Draco being summoned afterwards gets us to add Arborea back to the hand, and then we can set up our Guard Dragon play, and it's just Pisty that remains. So Striker Dragon gets us Boot Sector Launch, and then we're going to use Pisty to summon back from the graveyard to get us to Saryuja. If you do have other crazy extenders in your hand, you don't necessarily need to use the Pisty effect here. Instead, you can use it as like a scuffed Elpy off of Dragon Ravine. But we're just keeping things basic for now. So basically, the Crusadia package gets you to this point here with a Rafflesia sometimes and a Saryuja, and then it's the rest of the cards that you have after this that sort of determines where you go from here. Kind of feels a little bit like you're playing the old Danger Thunder deck where you're pretty much just winging it, but it does work out because you have so many good cards in your deck. And in this situation, we are of course putting back the bricks with Saryuja and continuing our plays from there. So firing off Chaos Space with a Black Metal Dragon here, we're going to search for Wyverburster. Summoning the Wyverburster, we can then use the Saryuja effect to summon Black Metal from hand. I think the Saryuja summoning from hand effect is a lot more important now. But linking those two into Romulus, because we don't currently have Tracer in hand, is going to get us Dragon Ravine, and we're also triggering Black Metal and Wyverburster as well. Chain Link 3, let's go. So Red MD, Ravine, and Collapse Serpent to the hand here. And now we can make full use of Chaos Space by banishing the Wyverburster to summon Collapse Serpent, and then drawing a card with the Chaos Space. So losing Elpy really doesn't hurt the deck that much. It makes it a little bit harder to play and a little less consistent in getting to your actual choice of end board Instead, you have to sort of pick between Dragoon and Harbinger. But yeah, we draw a Silver Rocket off the Chaos Space draw, which is kind of unfortunate. It doesn't hurt us, but you know, it could have been literally any other card. Linking off the Collapse Serpent with the Saryuja into the Spheres to get that Wyver Burster back to hand. We want as much cards in our hand as possible, just so Dragoon is basically always live. Banishing Romulus for Red MD here is going to allow us to revive any dragon monster, which gives us 2 materials on the board for make Verte. Obviously, we're not quite going to use its effect just yet. We want to get Savage on the board first, so activating Ravine, we can discard any card we don't need to dump Absoluter, get Tracer to hand, which we can then summon off of the Boot Sector launch. We could then potentially pop the Boot Sector launch with Tracer to summon Silver Rocket or Rocket Recharger from the deck, but because we drew into it, we're going to summon both from the hand here and just hard make Savage. And then with 2 cards remaining in hand, we can activate the Verte Anaconda, dump Red Eyes Fusion, and put out a Dragoon for essentially 3 negates and a bounce, and you can summon Sloth or Goliath off the Spheres as well if you want that extra deck lock. This was just a random test hand and not an actual god hand. If you had the nuts, then you could probably add a Hope Harbinger to this board. But yeah, the only thing I will say if you are ending on this is that Super Poly would then hurt, so you could just make Hope Harbinger instead of the Anaconda, and then you're safe from Super Poly, and then you can use Dragoon as like a follow-up or a comeback or something. That's what I'll show you in this test hand, but we will make it real quick. Obviously, there's no deck lists or anything in this video. If you do want to see some like Dragon Link post Elpy ban lists, then let me know. If the demand's actually there, then I'll try and work something out. I've been wanting to make the Dragon's Dogma video for a while, but I've just never gotten around to it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and allow you to enjoy some of Cynthia's theme. Absolute banger. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next upload, which should be Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch 2, which has been postponed because of all the ban list content.